Come on down to your yoga mat. It is 7 o'clock on a rainy Sunday. We'll be in our seated position for the first few minutes, for a little while, about 5 minutes. So you might opt to sit up on a prop, and this just neutralizes your spine. So you can sit on the edge of anything, a pillow, a cushion, whatever feels good for you. Sitting cross-legged is one option. You can always straddle your prop and sit back into Virasana or hero pose. Your body, right? So if I teach you something throughout any of these classes together and it doesn't feel good, if it causes you pain, if you ever feel pain, get out of the pose. If you have a question about it, type it in the chat box and we'll come back to it. I can work with you individually as much as you need after the practice. And you know, you're at home or online, the world is weird right now. If you get into a pose and you're like, this is where I need to be, just stay there, linger there, you know, do what feels good for you. I want these 4-5 sessions that we have together to be really, really powerful for you and whatever it is that you came here for, that you landed here for. My name is Ashley. I know most of you, if it's our first time meeting, thank you for joining. And today's session is a yin yoga practice. So we will hold poses for 3 to 5 minutes each. During that time, we start to release deeper and deeper through your connective tissue or your fascia. These are the wrapping, call it the saran wrap around your muscles and your tendons and your ligaments. They hold everything together in your body. And over time in these poses, you will feel uncomfortable. So you might get bored, you might get frustrated, you'll probably feel a bit angry in some of the poses today. But I don't want you to feel chronic pain, pins and needles, sharp electrical sensations. Those are your cues to move out of the pose and adjust, and I always offer modifications. So that's just kind of some of the housekeeping to start. And then we get into our practice, which is focused today on your liver and your gallbladder energy lines. And when these parts of our body, from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective, are off balance or stagnant, we might start to feel very angry, very frustrated, very irritated. I think of myself when I was pregnant with my son, and I was so irritable. I would just snap at everyone all the time because my hormones were all off balance. And traditional Chinese medicine talks about a stagnation in the liver qi during pregnancy or hormonal shifts. So the intention of the poses we do today, and some of the meditation I'll walk you through, is to start to release a lot of that anger and resentment that's quite pervasive in the world right now, and to replace it with a sense of understanding and compassion. Right? Coming back to the most Buddhist core roots of the yogic system, which is compassion. Let's land there. Go onto your yoga mat, sit up into your seat, and turn your palms to face down. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Take a long, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale with a really big sigh. Inhale deeply through your nose. Open your mouth wide, exhale with an even bigger sigh. And this time, inhale deeply through your nose. At the top of that inhale, take another sniff of air. Another sniff of air. Open your mouth wide like a dragon, blow out all that air. You can growl, you can roar, you can flutter your lips. Let go. And with your eyes closed, sitting in this seat, can you make your body angry? Like somebody has just really, really said something that's upset you. My best friend today said, if we go on lockdown, I'll be so angry. Okay, so think of something that would make you so angry and let your body take you into that physical space of anger. What happens? Don't control it, just notice what happens. Do you clench your jaw? Does your guts start to rumble? You squeeze your pubic area? Are your shoulders hiking up? Okay, now hold all that stuff, that anger, physical shape in your body. And think about something that makes you so, so happy. A giggling baby, a cute, sweet little newborn puppy, a cup of chai tea on a cold, rainy day. And notice how those physical sensations of anger might begin to dissipate. Your shoulders may be softened, your jaw unclenched, your eyelids relaxed. Start to observe, start to feel the connection between the emotional and the physical. And then put your body in a state of compassion. When you've just had the sweetest hug. My friend Ina's in the chorus. She's one of the best huggers you'll ever meet. How does your body feel when you get that nice, wonderful hug? Notice what's happening. What parts relax? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide again and exhale. Notice how this exhale might feel different after just 5 minutes of seated meditation. And now place your hands together in front of your heart center and set the intention to let go of anger, of frustration, of irritability, and to replace it with compassion and kindness. Take a deep breath in through your nose again. Open your mouth wide, exhale. Good. Blink open your eyes. Take your hands down onto your lap. Notice how you might already feel a little shift, a feeling of groundedness. I hope so. And I'll demonstrate this sideways for you. But on your mat, take your legs out in front, bend into your right knee, and tuck your right heel towards your left thumb cheek. And then take your left ankle and place your left ankle on your right thigh. Place your left ankle on your right thigh. So this is one variation of shoelace pose. You could prop up your hips. If that's too much on the right knee joint, you can extend your right leg. So your bottom leg can be straight here. And the other variation is called, well, that was square pose, and this is shoelace pose, is to track your left foot towards the right so your knees start to line up. They probably won't line up right on top of one another unless you've got quite a Gumby body. But your knees start to line up. And in either variation, we're beginning to observe a pull, a shearing of the fascia for our hips. Okay, so you're in shoelace pose with your knees stacked, or you're in square pose with your ankle on your right thigh, or that right leg is extended in a modified square pose. Depending on the level of intensity for you, you might prop a blanket between your legs, maybe under your left hip. And then you can choose to stay upright or begin to melt your torso forward by any amount. That might mean landing on a prop or a big pile of props, or simply using your hands to support you. Once you've found your shape, take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide, exhale, soften, 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 soften. And take your physical body into that emotional place of compassion and kindness, into that sweet, sweet hug. Start to relax the muscles of your body. Relax the muscles that we're working on in particular. So relax your quads, relax your lats, relax your adductors, your hamstrings. And if you start to feel pins and needles anywhere, wiggle those spots, move around until the pins and needles go away, and then come back to the shape. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften a little more. Notice the sensations in your outer hips, up either line of your spine. Feel those sensations. Release into those sensations. Maybe your body starts to melt a little further. Maybe not. Notice the parts of your body that feel physically that angry state. Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders hiking up towards your ears? Is your stomach tightening? And can you relax each of those parts of you as you start to bring into your mind's eye things that create a sense of calm and peace for you? When I was an angsty teenager, I used to listen to my mom's cassettes on how to quit smoking. And it was just, one was called Babbling Brook, and it was just the sound of a nice babbling brook. And even now as an adult, when I feel angry and frustrated, I remember that sound of that nice babbling brook. Helped my mom quit smoking, and it helps me calm down. What is the noise, the sound, the vision that helps you calm down? See if you can tap in. 1 minute here in silence. Very, very good. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take 1 more deep breath in. Exhale completely. On your inhale, walk your hands slowly, slowly in towards your body. Lift up so your spine gets neutral first, and then walk your hands behind you. Lean back. Unwrap your legs and do any movements that feel good. So I like to extend my limbs and shake and weave things out. You find a variation that really suits you, that really works for you here. In these transitions, in every single transition, you're in the driver's seat. Do whatever feels right. There are no rules. And now when you're ready, we'll come into our stretch on the opposite side. So this time, your left knee will bend, right? With your left heel coming towards your right bum. From there, take your right ankle onto your left thigh. Either stay here or stretch your left leg out in front. Either stay here or, from that first variation, walk your right foot towards the left so your knees begin to stack-ish. Again, you can elevate your hips, prop between or beneath your knees. And we're searching for a sensation along your outer hip flexors, so into your IT band, your psoas, which runs up either side of your belly button. Now you can stay upright. This can be your pose for the full 5 minutes here. Or you might opt to descend. And in yin yoga, we always say to take ourselves just about 70% into our body's range of motion. So rather than going all the way down to the floor, even if you can, maybe you start halfway there. And over time in the pose, your tissues start to become rehydrated. And we begin to find space to linger even deeper. And if the opposite happens and you start to feel pain, come back, right? But find your sweet spot, your Goldilocks position, not too hot, not too cold, just right. When you get there, take a big breath in. Exhale, soften all those hardening places, your jaw, your hips, your shoulders. Allow your body to become really cozy here, like you've just wrapped a warm blanket around you. You're sitting outside in your tiny backyard around your nice outdoor fireplace that are selling out all over the city. And you make something that might feel uncomfortable at first feel cozy, just by changing your reaction to it. Relax your muscles. Slow down your breath. And begin to marinate in this deep, deep stretch. A few moments of silence here. I'll let you know when our time to come out of this pose has come. Enjoy. Notice what's coming up. Notice what distractions have moved into your mind's eye. Don't try to change them, just notice them. Take 3 more deep breaths. Exhaling as softly or as fiercely as you need to. Move slower than you want to as you start to unravel out of your shape. Pull your body back upright. Lean your hands behind you. Your legs might feel a little bit stuck as you start to unwrap them. Send them out in front and just shake all your limbs. Good. Again, I'll give you 2 options for the next shape. Option 1 is called Sleeping Swan. In Sleeping Swan, looks like pigeon pose if you're not used to the yin language. Take your front left shin towards the top of your yoga mat. It can be on any amount of angle that your body requests, and then extend your right leg back in space. Your right leg is in one long line, so your hip to your knee to your ankle are in one long line. And you might stay upright or again begin to lower down towards the floor. You can come to your elbows, to props, maybe all the way to the floor as well. The variation, if you have sensitive knee joints in this pose, is called thread the needle. In this variation, come down onto your back. Keep your right foot planted and your right knee bent. Externally rotate your left thigh and place your left ankle on your right thigh. Now either stay here or interlace your hands behind your right thigh or your right shin. If you're in thread the needle, shift your weight around, like you're drawing a little circle on the floor with your tailbone. Shift your weight around until you observe sensation in your outer left thigh. Outer left thigh. Again, IT band into your psoas, to your TFL. Whichever variation you choose, prop yourself up as much as you need so you can settle here for the next few minutes. Good. Close your eyes when you get to that shape. Take a big breath in. And exhale. Good. And as you start to linger here, we'll do some of the deep self-work that Yin Yoga has space and time for us to do. So I'm inviting you to explore 3 questions. The first question is, what makes me angry right now? Today, in this moment, what makes me angry? And the second question is, who makes me angry? Who makes me angry? The third question for your reflection here is, why do these people and these things make me feel angry? Why? Give yourself permission to stew in these questions for the next few minutes. But remember not to attach too much meaning to our thoughts, the monkey mind. Hear the answers that come, listen to them, and accept them without trying to change them or resolve them. Just observe. That is the great gift of the yogi, observation. Take 3 more deep breaths. If you're lying on your back, simply unwrap your legs, squeeze both knees into your chest, and just move intuitively, rock side to side. Take a few breaths here. Those of you on the floor in Sleeping Swan, press your hands into the earth, start to lift up. You could come into a downward dog, or you might take both legs out in front and just wiggle and move things out here. Again, follow your gut, your second brain in terms of where your transitions take you. When you're ready, simply switch to that same shape on the opposite side. Those of you taking Sleeping Swan, your right shin comes towards the top of your mat, running either parallel or in any amount of diagonal line. Extend your left leg behind you this time, with your hip and your knee and your ankle all pressing out. In one long line, and then stay upright or lower down. Maybe tuck props under your right hip. And if you're in thread the needle, you will simply switch sides. So it's that same reclined position, but instead of your left ankle on your right thigh, your right ankle comes onto your left thigh. Interlace your hands and shift your hips around. This is really important until you find that shearing sensation. This is tension through your outer right hip. Once you have uncovered the pose that feels sustainable and safe and supportive, could you take a deep breath in? Could you exhale and let go of everything that happened on the opposite side? And ask yourself the following 3 questions. What makes me feel happy? Who makes me feel happy? Why do these things and these people make me feel happy? This might tell you something about your core values in life. Just as before, notice the answers, the responses that come up without overthinking it. And just observe, listen, and accept as you marinate now for 2 more minutes in this shape. Very good. Stick with it as we take 3 more soothing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Patiently awake your body from your shape. Peel yourself up into a transition, whatever that looks like for you. Take note of your energy shifting, moving, staying the same maybe, just after these first few shapes that trigger and target your liver and gallbladder energy lines. And when you're ready, could you come and lie down on your stomach? Come to lie down right on your stomach. There are 3 variations of this next pose. Option A is to lie down on your belly. Just lie down on your belly. With the intention physically to create compression in your lumbar spine and subtle tension through the front line of your body. This might be enough. Option 2 is to come up into Sphinx pose on your elbows. So your shoulders will set above your elbows, palms face down. Your neck can be long or hanging down if that feels nice for you. And again, you'll feel compression in your lower back. Bone hitting bone, but good compression. So if it's causing pins or pain, stinging sensation, you might walk your hands forward by any amount to ease that stress. So you're finding that sweet spot, that sensation, not too hot, not too cold, just right. Your feet can be as wide or as close as your lower back likes them. Option 3 is to take your hands wide, press into your palms, and extend your arms. This is called seal. You'll notice this really deepens the compression in your lower back. Choose one of these variations that you can stay in for 3 more minutes. When you find your variation, take a big breath in. Exhale and relax your tummy and your bum. Relax your tummy and your bum. In traditional Chinese medicine, stagnant qi in our liver or gallbladder energy lines can be observed by physical responses, things like digestive issues, abdominal pain, things like poor vision or really pink nails. Emotions like constant anger and irritability, frustration, blaming. And if we believe in traditional Chinese medicine and these meridian or energy lines that run through our body, we could surmise that by doing certain shapes like this that trigger and point self-acupressure, these parts of our bodies, we might be able to let go of some of these physical and emotional manifestations of this stagnant qi. We might learn to replace anger with compassion. I was so angry last week that I had to wait in line for 5 hours to get a COVID test with a 3-year-old that was negative because of his runny nose. But I was so grateful that I had access to a healthcare system that allowed me to do that. Rather than yelling and screaming and raging, I had to make the conscious decision to be compassionate with the situation we are all in, to be grateful. Can you choose one scenario in your life right now that is causing you anger? And even if just for the next minute in this pose, can you change your current reaction to it? What would it be like if your reaction changed? The situation doesn't change, just your reaction. Just make believe that scenario in your mind's eye. Take 3 more deep breaths here. Finally, lower down onto the floor. Be still, rock, move, do whatever you need. I like to flap my feet from side to side in this transition. And then come back to lie on your stomach. Stay completely still 1 minute here before we move into our next shape. Rest either cheek on the floor and just feel. Gracefully as possible, push yourself up onto all fours. This might necessitate a few spinal movements, cat-cow, or something like that. And prepare to come into child's pose. So if you have sensitive knee or ankle joints, place your blanket down under the lower half of your body. Draw your knees a comfortable distance apart with your toes coming towards one another. If that's not available to you, you might sit up on a pillow or a prop. And by any amount, start to lower down, either towards a prop or to the floor. Can you discover a place where you feel a stretch along your inner groin, so along the inner line of your thighs? An extension, a stretch along either side of your spine. and release through your head. It might be your forehead on the floor. It might be either cheek. And I'll let you know when we're halfway through this pose so you can switch cheeks if that's the route you're taking. Child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let go. That's your halfway mark. You can stay as you are, or you might switch to the opposite cheek. Let your body fall back down into this really soft place. And enjoy the silence and the stillness here. Good, take another deep breath in. Exhale with a big sigh. Press your hands into the earth. Lift yourself up. Move props out to either side. If you have a blanket under your hips, it's okay that it stays down. And take your legs nice and slow out in front. Move things around. You might notice your body temperature cooling down. This is really common in our yin practice. As we start to shift our nervous system into a place of rest and digest. Thoughts, feelings, moods, emotions. Take the soles of your feet together. This is butterfly pose. And set your heels a comfortable distance away from your pelvis. Again, you can sit up on the edge of a prop, and that will just help tilt you forward. If you feel your body really grounding back, like you're being pulled back in space, just elevate your hips with your blanket or your bolster. And in this pose, start to fold forward. And allow yourself to round into your spine as you do that. But on the journey down, could you just roll your weight from left to right, moving in a way that feels like you're moving through a big tub of honey. Everything's a little bit slow. You might feel that stickiness in different parts of your body. Eventually, placing your hands anywhere that feel comfortable, come into your yin butterfly pose. So a place where your muscles are relaxed, your jaw and your shoulders, even your tummy are soft. You can allow your whole body to fall down into itself. If this triggers headaches or migraines, another symptom of stagnant liver and gallbladder qi, maybe take some props to place your forehead on. And as you come down, start to close your eyes. Close your eyes, take a big breath in. Exhale, relax. And in this shape, our last series of questions before we really let the physical poses do their work. I'd like you to invite some self-inquiry into how you tend to react when someone or something makes you angry. My toddler is going through a phase right now when he's angry. He's learned to say, I am angry, but then he'll pick up literally whatever is nearby and just throw it at me. So is that your way of reacting? Are you vocal? Are you physical? How do you react when something makes you angry? You'll notice patterns. And then how might you like to react differently? Maybe the way you react is perfect, but is there any alternative way to react when things make you angry? I used to just run out my door. I would go for a great big run. Anytime I got angry at my ex, I would go for a run. My yoga teachers always say, just take 5 deep breaths before you let the reaction come through you. So when you feel the tightening of the shoulders, the tightening of the jaw, the intensification of your tummy, feel it, notice the anger coming up, and then take 5 breaths and see if you could stall that reaction to make it a little more peaceful. Please take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, press your hands into the floor, lift yourself back upright. Nice and slow, bring your knees together, flop your knees from side to side. I like to push into my hands so there's a little spinal extension here too. And clear off your mat, whatever's here with you, to come down onto your back. We'll take Shavasana in a moment, but first, just give yourself 1 minute of playtime, so little rumbles against the floor. Maybe this is where you put on socks and a sweater and wrap yourself in a great big blanket. Turn on your favorite quiet song. If you feel a lot of tenderness in your lower back, you might opt for a supported Shavasana with a bolster or pillow or a blanket under your thighs, under your knees. If your mind is really active, if you're feeling quite worked up, perhaps take a blanket over your tummy. And allow your palms to face up as you close your eyes. And bring your body back into that really happy place. That great big hug from an old friend. Kind of feeling, envelope your body in that. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften. Stick with me here for 3 minutes, after which I will guide you out of Shavasana, or you can opt to stay. But for 3 minutes, let's take this wonderful resting pose together. My friends, if you feel really good here, one of the great benefits of online yoga is that Shavasana can last all night. Feel free to close the screen and drift away to sleep. Otherwise, begin to slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a breath in, stretch both arms way up overhead. Exhale with a sigh, maybe a yawn, let it all go. Inhale, bend your knees, remove your prop, roll over onto the right side of your body. And press yourself all the way back up to sit. Come to a comfortable seated position, your palms face down. Close your eyes. Notice the sensation of your breath weaving through your body like waves crashing against the shore. Can you notice where your breath starts and where it ends? Can you notice its intuitively calming and peaceful nature right now, right here? Bring your hands together at heart center. Your homework until we meet again, your homework this week, is to notice the physical sensation of anger when it rises in your body. Then to take 5 deep breaths before letting your reaction do its work. Let's try 5 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one final deep breath in. Exhale out all your air. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. Thank yourself for your practice, for your time, for your commitment. Namaste.